have that advantage. It's out in time, and this will be the first of a big day. They're all set. Let's go to our caller, Brian Blackmore.
Stand up pretty well. A little bit of movement across the stalls, a couple of them edgy. Tending in with Platonic Love, who may be giving problems. There's the all clear, and they're racing now. Pearl came out okay, stumbled as soon as it hit the ground, and Dashing Diamond beat it out. Visual Displays away quickly. Winged Hope now getting balanced. Pearl moving up on the outside from Platonic Love. Behind those, Sligo Classic. Back past midfield was Corvair. Over on the inside of it then was Vain Watch, and well back Joffa Tempo. Last of all is Kirsty's Babe. 800 metres out, and Dashing Diamond in front of Nectar Pearl. 2 lengths further back, Visual Displays. Then Corvair getting up on the inside of Winged Hope, and out 3 deep around them Platonic Love. 2 lengths further back in the race then came Sligo Classic. Its stablemate behind it, Joffa Tempo. Back with it, second last Vain Watch and Kirsty's Babe. Down towards the turn they come, 500 metres out, and Dashing Diamond leading by a half length of Pearl. 2.5 Corvair, hard ridden on the inside of Visual Displays. Then a length further back is Winged Hope, and at the head of the other Sligo Connection. But Dashing Diamond broke away on the turn. Pearl is struggling. Visual Displays shown the whip on the outside, and on the rails Corvair, and they're clear of Winged Hope. 200 metres out, Dashing Diamond clear. Pearl's not going to run a place. Corvair battling away with Visual Displays, and Winged Hope down the outside. Dashing Diamond in front. Corvair getting to it near the line. Dashing Diamond, Corvair on the outside. Corvair's got in and just beaten Dashing Diamond. Third, Visual Displays or Winged Hope. Next in Sligo Classic. Behind it then Joffa Tempo. Next would have been Platonic Love. Pearl knocked up to run third last with Kirsty's Babe and Vain Watch.
Chances in the next in number. Can't even find it here. Where is it? Number 14, Crystal Snip.
Yeah, you know, she just got run down at Seymour, and then she went back to Seymour in 1001, and it's just the 1100's probably the only little query with her, but I'm pretty happy with the way she's trained on.
Okay, you've also got Diamond tipped in the Cup today, resuming. How's he done in his lead-up?
Oh, good. I'm really happy with him, you know. Barrier 11's probably a disadvantage, but, you know, he's going to get back a little bit, which is probably a disadvantage around Kyneton, but I'm sure he'll be running on at the finish. Okay, Matt, well, we know what the one of your 3 runners you don't fancy. What about the other 2? Which would be the best? Oh, I won't split them. Okay, Matt, on the weekend you had Blazing Reality in the Newmarket Handicap. A good thrill for you lining up there in Group 1 company? Yeah, definitely. I mean, I thought, you know, whatever he did would be the best he could, and I was pretty happy with his running. I only got beaten a length and a bit, and didn't really make it, you know, make it too easy for him coming from 6 down to the inside, but I was wrapped with him, yeah. And what about Paint? When can we expect him? You decided to bypass the Newmarket with him. Have you got a race in mind? Yeah, next Wednesday night. Yeah, the Stanley Wootton, is it? Yeah. You must be happy with the way he's going. Yeah, I was wrapped with his running the Oakley Plate. You know, he probably just got to the front too soon, and he's trained on beautifully, looks terrific, and I'm really happy with him. Good on you, Matt. Thanks for joining us on Channel 31. All right, thanks, John. Matt Allerton there, who's giving you the big slow on number 9 Gold Rapier there. The bookmakers are only offering around $9. He is a point shorter on the tote, but the favourite remains number 7, Blushing Smile. The bookmakers did turn her out a quarter point before that price was taken off. On the tote at the moment, you're just getting a quarter point over what the bookmakers are offering. Now, quick run through here. Number 1, Gold Axe, has the blinkers off today, but not fancied in the market at all. Moving to number 2, Our Gassy has been kept very safe in the marketplace here. $7 on the tote, that's about right. That's comparable to what the bookmakers are offering, and has been steady throughout, having only its second start, backing up pretty quickly from its first start, but obviously has done very well there for trainer dummy Myers, Michael Clark, to ride. Number 3, Toro, has also been steady throughout betting. You're getting about 4 points overs at this stage. Number 4, 10 Mil, my selection in the race. Just a shade unders on the tote. You're about 1.5 points under what the bookies are offering. Number 5, Eugenius, not fancied. Blushing Smile, clear-cut favourite at this stage. Moving right down to number 10, Malahide Castle. 10 points of value on the tote, so might be worth throwing in your trifecta there in search of value. Number 11, Miami Zephyr, is around about its right price. You're getting a half point of value. Also some very good value is number 12, Razor Spirit in this event. Raise Our Spirits. $16 on the tote is double what the bookmakers are offering. Number 11, Walsall, is also 2.5 points of value, and number 14, Lucen Rich, is 1 point of value. So there is certainly a bit of value there if you
you can find it. The favourite at this stage is number 7, Blushing Smile, and has been reasonably supported. I'm going to tip number 4, 10 mil each way, to beat number 2, Agassi, and I thought number 11, Miami Zephyr, could get into the placings, but I also do have a healthy respect for number 7, Blushing Smile.
4 to 11, they're the selections from John. Well, if he gets this right, there's some value, because his top tip, number 2, Agassi, is currently showing $7.80. That's number 4, 10 mil is his top tip at $6.30. Agassi $7.70, and number 11, Miami Zephyr, is at $8.70. She's a mare that has the mileage for this race, Miami Zephyr. She was beaten 2 lengths over 1,600 metres at Benalla, and then went to Traralgon, stepped up to 1,900 metres and finished 4th there, beaten 3 1/4 lengths. There's a beautiful shot of the greenness of Kyneton on the banks of the Campaspe in the background there, behind the starting stalls at the 2,000 metre gate. And that's a pictorial explanation of why we so often refer to Kyneton as one of our prettiest race courses, if not the prettiest provincial course in this state. Track looks in magnificent order, Rob Orbit.
It looks in terrific condition, Keith. The horse that John selected, number 4, Tin Mill, 2 starts ago at Traralgon, actually protested successfully to get second placing on that occasion, was held up numerous occasions, and it was a very good run. And the horse is stepping up in distance, but just on his 2 runs, he does give the indication that the 2,000 will be down his alley today. And interesting to hear John selecting him on top, and he's still at good each way value. Number 4, 10 mil at $6.60 and $2.10. And Dale Short to take the ride. Keith, Dale, he's had a lot of success over the years. He doesn't get as many rides these days as what he used to.
He's got a very good strike rate. Yes, good point, Rob. And he's won a lot of the big races, including the ones that we've seen recently, the Oakley Plate and the Newmarket Handicap. As John mentioned, Tim Hable, a well-known racing journalist with the Herald Sun, is the part owner of this favourite, number 7, Blushing Smile. It's with the Cirque family, as have been other horses that Tim has raced. They're off.
Now they've gone away in a perfect line. Our Agassi on the inside away quickly. Malahide Castle began well with Gold Rapier. Out in the centre, Loose and Rich and Miami Zephyr ridden up with Toro. Walsall just drifting back into the field on the outside, Blushing Smile. The widest runner is Eugenius. Raise Our Spirits back at the tail of the field with Tin Mill and Gold Axe. At the judges' box, and Gold Rapier left in front. Loose and Rich moves up on the outside to share the lead as they leave the straight 2 to Miami Zephyr on the outside of Malahide Castle. Eugenius out 3 deep. Blushing Smile 1 away from the rails, 2 away to Toro. Then Our Agassi, who's got back with Walsall, the inside, Gold Axe, Tin Mill and Raise Our Spirits. 1,400 metres to go, and it's Gold Rapier, the leader by a neck on the outside of it. Loose and Ridge, Malahide Castle third from Miami Zephyr. Out 3 deep, still going forward now is Eugenius, and the centre there, Blushing Smile. Next, Raise Our Spirits making ground on the outside of Our Agassi. Back on the fence is Toro. 2 away then comes Tin Mill, Walsall, and last of all is Gold Axe, a couple of lengths further back. Along the back towards the 1,100 they travel, and the leader was Gold Rapier by a half length down to Miami Zephyr going to second. Malahide Castle tracking up into the box seat. Eugenius can't get in. Loose and Rich is now back to 5th. A length and a half then is Toro, followed by Raise Our Spirits, and in the centre of that pair, Blushing Smile. A length further away then was Tin Mill. Over on the inside, Walsall, and further back then, Our Agassi at about 4. Last of all is Gold Axe down towards the 600, and Gold Rapier a neck in front of Miami Zephyr. A length and a half to Malahide Castle, ridden up from Loose and Rich. Toro under pressure, making ground on the inside, then Blushing Smile. It's been passed by Walsall as they come to the turn from Our Agassi, Tin Mill, and then Raise Our Spirits, but around the turn, 400 out, and Gold Rapier, and on the outside, Miami Zephyr coming at them 3 deep as they come around the turn. Malahide Castle clear of Walsall joining in, and Toro back on the inside from Blushing Smile, 200 metres out, and Gold Rapier got away from Miami Zephyr. Oh, Walsall ducked in badly there. Had to stop riding it from Toro, which has allowed Gold Rapier to get right away. Walsall coming again, but this is one easily. Gold Rapier on the line. He's down by 4 lengths. Second, Walsall, but he wouldn't have won, but he would have run a lot closer. Third in Miami Zephyr, then Toro. Our Agassi made ground from Blushing Smile. Malahide Castle, Raise Our Spirits, Tin Mill, Gold Axe, Loose and Rich, Eugenius last in.
Well, sometimes trainers aren't so sure, are they? You might have remembered that Matthew Ellerton said he doubted whether number 9 Gold Rapier had a winning chance. And here it is, winning chance. It's bolted him. $10.10 and $3.20.
We're usually congratulating John for getting the pre-race winning trainer, and this time he's got the pre-race winning trainer, but he gave us a big slide, Keith.
That's an ironic twist, isn't it, Rob? John's got that uncanny knack of selecting the interviewee who wins the race, and he did it again, except the trainer said, oh, don't think it can win. And it wasn't very flattering at all about the prospects of Gold Rapier. And if you backed the Gouch in the first, the unplaced even money favourite, he's got up and bloused us all here. Just checking my trifectas. Straight through Gold Rapier. A note on trainer's advice.
$8 out the 10 too.
So everybody listened, and Matthew Elton, of course, would have said that in good faith, and that's racing, isn't it? That horses can surprise you.
The second horse ducked in very badly, Keith. Coming from
Walsall,
yeah,
number
came
13,
from a mile
yes,
back.
it did too. And for Peter Mertens, gosh, Gold Rapier, fourth start this time in. It eased from 6 to 1 out to pay $10.10 and $3.30 the place. Number 13, Walsall, ducked in and got going again. I don't think it would have troubled the winner. And number 11, Miami Zephyr, has battled on for third. It's the one we spoke about before the race, so a reasonable place dividend there of $2.40. The Quinella, $60.70. The trifecta, $835.90. And the running double, 5 and 9, paid $56.60.
The favourite was very disappointing. Blushing Smile, Keith. The horse was hard ridden at the 600 and going backwards.
It was a major disappointment there, Rob. Blushing Smile. I don't know where they're going to place it now, because that was not a strong maiden. Because on screen is the runaway winner, whom the trainer thought had no chance of winning. So there's a bonus for the Gouch and a surprise for Connections as Gold Rapier. Let's have a look at this incident that Rob spoke about with Walsall. You'll spot it. It's storming home. The winner has a decent break. Walsall's pulling a lot of ground now. That was extravagant, wasn't it? And for Walsall to get cracking again and worry Miami Zephyr out of second placing wasn't a bad performance. But the margin, with Walsall being hard-ridden and having a bit of a battle to just edge Miami Zephyr out of second placing, while conversely the winner, Gold Rapier, is being eased down by the Gouch. So it made no difference to the result. There's no doubt that the Gold Rapier was going to win. Walsall perhaps would have got a length or so closer to it without that incident. Okay, well, it'll be interesting to follow John's pre-race interviews from now on. And I wonder whether Matthew Elton will be back. I wonder whether he's still rubbing the seat of his pants where John's put his size 10 boot. We'll leave Kyneton for a tick, take a short break, and we'll soon be looking at Terang. Eight races at Terang Harness today.
For garments is a traditional industry in Saint-Étienne. It's very precise work.
Saint-Lavie is your look into French lifestyle.
Pipes and drums for a traditional ambience from the Pas de Provence.
Current news, culture and entertainment from France in English.
Dome of Les Invalides monument in Paris. Their accumulated knowledge and expertise is vital to the quality of the instrument to be made. The shoe shop became an art.
Saint-Lavie, Tuesdays fortnightly at 9, here on Channel 31.
Everybody loves a Saturday night.
And you'll love this Saturday night's harness racing at Moonee Valley. The crowd favourite Noopy Kiosk heads a talented lineup of trotters in the Coulter Crown, while sparks will fly when Blue Eagle and Denver Gift clash in the Australian Service Nurses Pace. You can catch all of the action of the final heats of the Hobart Inter-Dominion live on course. If you can't be there, catch all the action live from around Australia on Channel 31.
Everybody loves a Saturday
at Moonee Valley.
Hello, I'm Morella Killingsworth with the weather forecast. Today, fine, a hot sunny day with a light wind, a maximum of 35 degrees. Tomorrow, hot and windy with a cooler change in the evening, an overnight low of 19 degrees and a maximum of 36 degrees. On Friday, a few showers and 24. On Saturday, becoming fine and 22 degrees. And now for the current temperatures. Remember, Channel 31 is the only television station in Melbourne to give you hourly suburban temperatures. Geelong Airport and Drumconda 24 degrees, Melbourne Airport and Keon Park 32.5, Laverton and Ardea 25, Cerberus and Balnarring North 23.5, Moorabbin and Mount Waverley 27.5, Frankston and Murray-Dark 26.1, Mount Dandenong and Ferny Creek 27.1. In West Heidelberg and here in the city, the temperature is 29 degrees. And that's all for the weather for the moment. I'll see you again soon. Hope you enjoy your afternoon with us. And now it's back to Keith Hillier and Rob Orbit with more of Midweek at the Races. See you soon.
Yes, look forward to seeing you soon too, Morella. Looking bright and colourful there today. And that temperature still on the build here in Melbourne. We're in for a hot one. Let's have a look at the tote call now for race 3 at Kyneton before we join Rob for his coverage or preview of the Terang meeting. At Kyneton we do have a short price favourite here. It's number 1 Fingar, trained by Ollie Cox, and Vlad Jurek is the rider at $2.30. Quite a few in the market away from the clear favourite. They include numbers 2 Happy Scholar at $13.90, 3 Lady Marple $7.30, 4 Golden Serif at $17.20, 5 Pay the Toms $14.60, 7 Jack the Joker $12.60, 8 Rustic Warrior $15.70, 10 Haler Cab at $13.50, 11 Mill Prince $21.30. So from the $12 mark to the $20 mark, we've got about 8 runners here. If you like the favourite, you're going to get around at $2.30. If you like something else, you're going to get very good value. 26 minutes to start time there, so we've got plenty of time to look at that. Let's welcome back Rob as we have a look now at this meeting at Terang. Firstly, an overview of the meeting and a description of the Terang track, Rob.
Well, the Terang track is a notorious leaders track, Keith, a tight circuit, 810 metres in circumference, which takes 8 horses across in the standing start off the front line and 7 from the mobile. But it is a track that you need to be on the speed, and in particular in front is a huge advantage at Terang. And I would say we're going to see some interesting duels, in particular in the early part of the races for drivers jostling for position. So overall it's a fair program. We start off with the Trotters event, race number 1, which comes up at 1:33, and as you can see there's the tote update for the first. Number 1 Conrad at $14.60, 2 Rascallion at $6.70, 3 Cudgy Lass at $5.90, 4 Commander General at $14.10, 5 Whiskey Creek at $6, 6 Chevy's Embrace at $36.40, 7 Gondola Miss at $11.10, number 8 Down the Alley $7.90, and the favourite number 9 Rich Chef at $3.20. There are no scratchings in the first event. I did like your number 9 Rich Chef. He's had a few chances. Most of these horses have had quite a few chances to win a race, and Rich Chef has won actually 3, comes off 30 metres. Very good standing start horse. He hasn't been far away of late. Ran a good second last up behind Kano Regal after beginning well off the 20-metre tape, and he should position nicely into the race, and I think he's got a very good chance in the first. From number 2 Rascallion, who's a very honest trotter. He went around in a strong field at Charlton last Friday afternoon. He was outclassed on that occasion, finished well back, but prior to that his runs have been quite consistent. A good second at Hamilton at its previous start, which we would have seen that race on Sunday afternoon here on Channel 31, and my third pick was for number 3 Cudgy Lass. So 9, 2 and 3 were my first selections for the first event. We'll check the scratchings for the remaining of the program. Race number 2, which is a 2-year-old event, that is clear of scratchings. Race number 3 is also a small field of 6, only first and second dividends paid on the tote. There are no scratchings, so the field is clear of scratchings for race 3. Race number 4, this is the claiming race. Here we take out number 6 Jacobs Creek, which is a late scratching, so please note in race 4 number 6 Jacobs Creek, a late scratching out of the 4th event. Race number 5, here we scratch number 2 Flash Ivy, race 5 number 2. Then we move along to race number 6, where we scratch number 6 Next Strike. So put a line through race 6 number 6 Next Strike. Race number 7, the final leg at a quaddie and second leg at a daily double, and here is we've got clear of scratchings, a field of 9 engaged in race 7, and race number 8, and this race is at 5:45. So we've got a reasonable gap, Keith, between the last at Kyneton and the last at Terang, but we've got a few things that we'll be filling our audience with in the last hour of the program. And here we scratch number 6, I'm a Bulldog Albert. So race 8, we scratch number 6, I'm a Bulldog Albert.
Good on you, Rob. We'll be going to Tanya Morrison in just a moment. The Inter-Dominion second round heats are on in Hobart tonight. One of the biggest stories out of the opening rounds was not so much on the track, but off the track with Justin Warwick being ill and unable to drive.
Well, he was being interviewed by Neil Donnelly and Bill Hutchinson, Adam Hamilton on Friday night on Pacing Extra on Sport 927, and he said he wasn't feeling well. Well, he was right. He came down with the chicken pox the next day, and he's actually sent out an SOS to his father, Trevor, who comes across to drive his chances tonight at Hobart. And Trevor will be driving Triumph Fluke, Allwood's Chief, and the other horse, I'm just trying to think. Ataturk, of course, yeah. So Trevor Warwick has come across. Trevor's had huge success over the years, and he'll be a very capable replacement for Brian Hancock and Tony Hurley here.
All right, Justin Warwick contracted chicken pox, which I'm told by our producer John Carney hits you very hard if you're an adult. And John got his set at 19. Don't know how he remembers, that was 42 years ago. Let's go to Terang now, and it's a good afternoon to Tanya Morrison. And Tanya, it's hot in town. I bet it's hotter at Terang.
I tell you what, Keith, it certainly is pretty warm down here at Terang this afternoon. It's a little bit unusual. Most times you make the trek down this way, you predict that it's going to be pretty cool once the sun goes down. It's usually fairly chilly here at Dalview Raceway, but this afternoon the sun's out, there's a breeze, but it's quite warm at the moment, and I can assure you the temperature's well up there over the 30-degree mark. Good program here this afternoon, 8 races, a little bit of value if we can find it, I think. There's some tricky affairs, but there might be some that get up that pay some reasonable dividends for us. We'll certainly do our very best to find one for you. Having a look at the opening event here this afternoon, and I think this probably is indicative of the afternoon. It's a very open affair. The favourite is Rich Chef number 9 at $3.20 and $1.50, I think that is at the moment. I did put it on top with a few reservations. The horse hasn't actually won a race since the 27th of May 1996. He had 10 starts last season, only ran 1 placing, but this season has been a most consistent performer with 8 placings from 18 starts. He is the back marker off 30 metres, and under normal circumstances that's a pretty big concern on this Terang track. As Robbie Orban mentioned, it is a leader's track, and very much so. The thing that puts this horse right into the event, Rich Chef, is the fact that he has brilliant manners from the standing start. He'll be up there early, might even roll around to the front, and if he does so, I think he can get away with this race. For second, I put in number 3, the local mare, Kudgy Lass. Her form of late's been quite impeccable. At the moment, she's showing around the $5.70 and $2.30, which is good value because she does come off the front line and she's going to be up there amongst the leading divisions, so she certainly has a terrific each-way chance. And for third, I put in the pole marker, number 1, Conrad. This is a horse who doesn't have all that inspiring form. At least he's had 15 career starts for 2 minor placings. He's an 8-year-old. I just had a look at him going out onto the track. He's a lovely, big, strong type of gelding. His past 2 efforts have been quite solid. He ran 3rd at an Elmore restricted meeting off 30 metres, then followed up at Maryborough and was held up and only beaten 3 metres on that occasion. They were his 2 runs back from a spell since December last year. Thought from the perfect draw, if he trots all the way, he might have at least a place chance here, and at the moment he's showing $5 the place and around $14 the win, so there is a little bit of value there. Might be one that you can throw into your trifectas and hopefully, as I say, put some value in. Definitely Rascallion, number 2, has a terrific chance. Forgive its last start, it was in much stronger company at Charlton on Friday afternoon in a heat of the Dunlop Super Dealers Central Victorian Trotting Championship. Gondola misses first up this afternoon. She's been kept very safe on track. Whiskey Creek is one from the Dick Lee camp who has also been given a good chance here. There's only one bookmaker operating, and he actually had 3 favourites in this event. Rich Chef, Rascallion and Kudgy Lass, all equal. So very open affair for the first. I thought Rich Chef gets its chance to break through here. Kudgy Lass to run second, and Conrad, we've thrown him in for the placings, and hopefully we might get some of that $5.
Tanya, all A. That's quite a hat, isn't it?
Oh, she looks lovely out there and out in the sun, so I'm sure she'll have her sun cream on. Actually, Tanya's made a good case for number 1, Conrad. It's had the 1 start back from a spell. Didn't have a lot of luck at Maryborough. Came off the second line draw to be behind the leader, was held up. Battled on okay. Probably got a clear run the last 50 metres, but just the same, he battled on okay. He's had a couple of trials since, and he's definitely a place chance at a little bit of value for your trifectas. The one that Tanya did mention, number 1, Conrad. I did see it number 9 on top, Rich Chef from 2 Rascallion and 3 Cudgy Lass, but it is a fairly tricky event. But Rich Chef really gets its chance to break through here this afternoon.
Okay, is that a training track on the inside of the course proper there, Rob, or an alternate track?
I would say so, definitely. I would say the ambulance would probably be coasting along there, but it does appear that they've got a couple of training tracks inside there at Terang. And
virtually right on the highway, Dalview Raceway, isn't it?
It sure is, on the way to Warrnambool. And yes, it's a very nice track, and it should be a good day's racing. But as you can see from our picture at the moment, there's a huge advantage being in front here at Terang, and they're the ones that we'll be trying to find throughout most of the day, the ones that can jump to the lead. Despite me tipping Rich Chef in the first, it comes off 30 metres, but this is a small field of 9, and Rich Chef has only really got 8 horses to get around here in the first event, and the 2,500 metres will give him plenty of time to make up his lost ground.
One of the big topics of conversation in Hobart for the Dominion Series has been the advantage that leaders have there. So the draw is going to be all important. I hope it doesn't cost Sir Vancelot in the Dominion.
No, well, I mean, here we're talking about Terang being a leader's track. It's 810 metres in circumference. A Hobart track's 750, so it's even smaller than Terang. So, yes, well, we saw the other night being in front was the place to be, and it'll be interesting to see how he goes tonight, our Sir Vancelot, because he's drawn out in barrier 5. He's got Triafluke in 3, which looks the obvious leader. He flew out at a mobile last week. There'll be no doubt he'll lead. And Kentuckiana's very quick out. So he's going to do a bit of work in the early part, our Sir Vancelot, but he was very, very impressive winning the other night.
Okay, there's the field for that heat at Hobart. Don't take any notice of the tote odds at the moment, because it's only a change from Rob's lunch money that's gone in win and place at this early stage. That race is at 8:16 tonight, so there's no one betting on it virtually yet. But they will be as we get closer to start time. There's the scene at Terang. We've got a minute there. We might just have a glimpse of the Kyneton tote board before we go back to this race at Terang. This will be the third at Kyneton. As we showed you earlier, the top weight Finger is the favourite. It has eased a smidge. It's at 240 now. Lady Marple has come in. Happy Scholar has come in a little also. But we still have a situation with a short price favourite in Finger, a clear second favourite in Lady Marple, and a pack of them there, including Crystal Snip, who's firming. Back to Terang as we get closer to a start. The favourite, it's been virtually firm throughout. It got out to 340 from 320, back into 310, Rob.
Yes, I would say that those pools will jump quite dramatically now over the next minute or so. But Rich Chef, a very good standing start horse. Conrad, as I mentioned, has got a little rough place chance for your trifectas. Rascallion just doesn't break through. He's had...
it's number 2.
Number 2.
Gee, they're expecting it today. Look at the betting trend there.
$4, yeah. It's had 13 starts for no wins and 4 placings. So as you can see, doesn't inspire a lot of confidence as far as a win's concerned, but he does get a chance to definitely figure in the finish. Cudgy Lass put up a good performance 2 starts ago, and led last start at Bort and handed up the lead, hung on okay. 4 Commander Generals first up will probably need to run. 5 Whiskey Creek's got plenty of ability, but just does plenty wrong, just never seems to put it together. The day he does, he'll probably win, but you've got to take him on trust. He's had 17 lifetime starts for no wins. 6 Chevy's Embrace keeps galloping. 7 Gondola Miss raced well fresh last start. Keith Douglas takes a drive here. Probably got some hope. Number 8, Down the Alley's been running against some good fields. Might have some chance first up here this afternoon. And 9, Rich Chef was my top selection. We'll go to Adam Crediton for the first at Terang.
Began very well. The favourite Rich Chef away nicely. Commander General has broken after the start, and so too Whiskey Creek. But Conrad leads clearly out of the straight inside, 3 to go. Conrad by 8 metres. Settling down second is Rascallion, about 5 metres away third Cudgy Lass, then followed by Gondola Miss. Rich Chef already making up half of his ground at least. He's up into 5th spot, 1 off the rail inside the 2,200 metre point. 6 metres then to Down the Alley, Commander General. Next is Chevy's Embrace, and Whiskey Creek is 50 metres away last of all and just about lost his chance. Down the back the first time. In front is Conrad, led by 4 metres to Rascallion. Just over 6 metres away third is Cudgy Lass, and Rich Chef settles down 4th. 6 or 7 metres further away to Down the Alley. Next in the field, Commander General. 12 metres away to Gondola Miss. And about 20 metres further back then to Chevy's Embrace, and at the rear of the field is Whiskey Creek. So around the home turn, and they head inside the 1800 now. The leader is Conrad.